Hey Adventure Kids, it is so great to see you this morning, and I can't wait to share today's Bible story with you. Oh, hey Pascal.
Hey Pastor Steve, do you know what the greatest rescue story of all time is?
I sure do.
I knew it! You've seen it too! I just got done watching Toy Story for the billionth time, and it's definitely the greatest rescue story of all time. The way that Woody comes to Buzz's rescue at the end is epic!
Oh, well, I actually have a different rescue story that I think is even better.
Really?
Yeah, in fact, that's what today's Bible story is about. It's about God's rescue plan for the entire world.
The entire world? Whoa!
Yeah, in fact, that's our Bible point for today. God has a rescue plan. And so let's jump into today's story and find out. Do you know what your name means? Well, there was once a man called Isaiah, and his name meant God to the rescue. That might sound like a bit of a funny name to you, but it was just the right name for Isaiah, because God had a special job for Isaiah. You see, Isaiah's job was to listen to God, and then tell people what he had heard. Now, God let Isaiah know a secret. God was going to mend his broken world. He showed Isaiah his secret rescue plan. Operation No More Tears. This is the message God gave Isaiah. It was like a letter God wrote to his children. Dear little flock, you're all wandering away from me, like sheep in an open field. You have always been running away from me. And now you're lost and you can't find your way back. But I can't stop loving you. I will come to find you. So I am sending you a shepherd to look after you and love you, to carry you home to me. You've been stumbling around like people in a dark room, but into the darkness, a bright light will shine. It will chase away all the shadows like sunshine. A little baby will be born, a royal son. His mommy will be a young girl who doesn't have a husband. His name will be Emmanuel, which means God has come to live with us. He is one of King David's children's children, the Prince of Peace. Yes, someone is going to come and rescue you, but he won't be who anyone expects.
What do cows use when they text? Emojis. You know you liked it. Why did the pony go to the doctor? Because he was feeling a little hoarse. Funny. Why did the farmer give the cow a pogo stick? He wanted a milkshake. Albert out. Peace.
A little baby will be born, a royal son. His mommy will be a young girl who doesn't have a husband. His name will be Emmanuel, which means God has come to live with us. He is one of King David's children's children, the Prince of Peace. Yes, someone is going to come and rescue you, but he won't be who anyone expects. He will be a king, but he won't live in a palace, and he won't have lots of money. He will be poor, and he will be a servant. But this king will heal the whole world. He will be a hero. He will fight for his people and rescue them from their enemies. But he won't have big armies, and he won't fight with swords. He will make the blind see. He will make the lame leap like deer. He will make everything the way it was always meant to be. But people will hate him, and they won't listen to him. He will be like a lamb. He will suffer and die. It's the secret rescue plan we made from before the beginning of the world. It's the only way to get you back. But he won't stay dead. I will make him alive again. And one day, when he comes back to rule forever, The mountains and trees will dance and sing for joy. The earth will shout out loud. His fame will fill the whole earth as the waters cover the sea. Everything sad will come untrue. Even death is going to die, and he will wipe away every tear from every eye. Yes, the rescuer will come. Look for him, watch for him, wait for him. He will come, I promise. Poor Isaiah. He read God's letter over and over to God's people, but no one listened to him at all, ever. They didn't want to hear God's promise. They didn't believe him. Did it sound maybe too good to be true? A story that ends happily ever after? Well, it does sound like a fairy tale, doesn't it? And, as anyone will quickly tell you, fairy tales aren't true. Or are they? And that's our story.
Wow, that is an incredible rescue story. But is it real, or is it just pretend with Buzz and Woody?
Well, that's a great question, Pascal, and yes, it's definitely real. In fact, Isaiah wasn't so much as telling a story, but delivering a message from God to his people. You see, God wanted you, me, and everyone to know that God has a plan to rescue the entire world. And that's our Bible point for today. God has a rescue plan.
Hey, Pastor Steve, can we listen to the story one more time, please?
Oh, sure, Pascal. Have an adventurous week, everyone. And let's check out that story.
Hey Adventure Kids, this is a part of the show where you send in your questions to me, Jake, and I answer them. So let me grab my mailbag. Hi Jake, how can God be in my heart if he lives in heaven? From Winnie. That is an awesome question. The Bible tells us some really cool things about God and how he is different from us. I want to share 3 really big words and tell you what they mean. First, God is omnipotent. That means God is all-powerful. Second, God is omniscient. That means God knows everything. And third, God is omnipresent. That means God is always everywhere. It's kind of hard for us to understand because as people, we don't have any of those characteristics. But God has all of those because he's God. And there's one more. God is love. He's not just all-loving, he is love. So you have the most powerful, smartest person who is everywhere, who is love and is living in your heart. And that's a good thing. Awesome question. Hi Jake, can you do push-ups and clap your hands in between? From Liam. That is an awesome question. Well, let's find out. So remember, if you have questions for me, Jake, just go to the website takeawaywithjake.com and I'll be happy to answer your questions right here on the show.